Hello, my name is Zoe, and this is Zoe Goes, and we are in Raleigh right now to look at some mummies. This is my first vlog by myself. I had a roommate that did vlogging, but she had to leave for reasons, so be nice. This is kind of like a trial run before we go down to Orlando. So yeah, we're gonna look at some mummies and probably some other stuff because I don't think we're gonna look at mummies all day. See you guys inside. personal connection.
That is cool. Tax receipt of one. No, that is. I think there's more than one.
I think so. She looks cross-eyed.
Maybe she was.
The living child. That's kind of sad if that's your name. Like, think about that. Your name is the living child.
And you're dead.
I mean, she lived to be somewhat old. So you have the
What's
coffin.
the eye right there mean, Zoe?
That's the Eye of Horus. That's for protection. There's another name for it, but don't ask me what it is because I can't pronounce it.
He's the one.
So we just got done with the museum. Mummies were pretty cool. There was a couple other. We walked around. We saw the African section and then the kind of the European art section because we saw statues in the distance. Pretty cool place. The mummy exhibit was definitely very cool, just very small. And maybe I've been able to edit out the children in the background that were crying through most of it. Which, why you bringing them to a mummy exhibit, I don't know, because they were very little. But we're probably going to get some lunch now and then either go to the Museum of Natural Science or the Museum of History.
Fish. How's it going?
They're like the fish you see at the Georgia Aquarium. You want to say hi to the camera? You want to say hi to the people? You done?
He says, look how pretty I am.
Oh, we have another one. Oh, okay.
That's a
You were
school.
just joining the flow.
In the
You're a dork. Look, did I hear you say look at the T-Rex? No. He wants to say hi. Timber rattlesnake.
You can see his rattleman.
He wanted to say hi. Did you know actually with rattlesnakes when they shed a skin, each time they shed their skin, their rattle gets longer?
Oh really?
Yeah. Go ahead, no count. Is it gonna move at me?
They didn't put anything in there?
No. But you can still play with it. You can still touch it.
Alright, can't send that as well. Can't send that as well.
Leave me alone.
I know. You got the touch.
So this is a real house. 7 people lived here. And this one. Oh, you can see some blankets in the loft. I know, I did the same thing.
That's a big step up.
Spank me, I cry real tears. You got killed.
Walk around the corner like that.
Things change. Hi everyone. So I didn't realize until I was editing for Raleigh that I hadn't done an outro for Raleigh. So I'm still learning. I do apologize with the video. If you've made it this far, you've seen where I was like zooming in and out and I was panning really fast and shaking everything up. So I do apologize. When I made my videos with my roommate, she was mostly the video handler. I did take some videos when I, with my phone and whatever camera I had or whatnot. But she was mostly one that handled the video, and I can see now why she mostly used her videos instead of mine, was because I didn't realize I was so jerky and everything, and I'm learning. And this camera that I'm recording on, I used the same camera for Raleigh. I had taken pictures with it, but I hadn't really experimented with videos, and I realized that when I was zooming in and out, I wasn't entirely sure how to do that. But I'm learning, so there is that. Raleigh was a lot of fun. We went to the mummy exhibit, which was great. I did leave one clip in where you guys could hear the kids like screaming in the background, because that was just ridiculous. Most of that I just covered over with music, because trust me, you didn't want to hear the kids. It was really cool, and it's such an interesting time period because it's a very small time period and we don't really know much about it. It's when Egypt started to be influenced by the Greeks and the Romans and everything, so it's a very interesting time period. Still holding on to that traditional idea of Egypt with the Greek-Roman Egypt. That was really cool. And then the art museum was really cool. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I'm not a modern art person, but it was really cool. If you can get a chance to go see it, go see it. I think it closes in July of this year, of 2021, maybe August. It's a fantastic exhibit if you get a chance to go see it. Admission to the museum is free. It's just the tickets you have to pay for, but it's worth it. And then we went to go see the African experience, which was really cool. They had videos where you could see some of the dances, and then they also had a section over in, like, kind of next to it but kind of a little bit away, of some of like the masks and stuff like that. That was really cool. And then even there was a classic art exhibit, kind of like European art. We just kind of walked through. We didn't spend too long because they all look the same. They did have a Monet there. That was really cool. Wasn't expecting that. And then they had like statues and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool, and it has like trails and all that kind of stuff. So you could literally make a day at the museum if you wanted to. I think they also have gardens and stuff as well. There's also a modern art exhibit that we didn't go see because I don't like modern art, and my mom was just kind of tagging along. So when we went to the science museum was kind of cool but kind of lame. I had read everywhere where it was like really interactive and everything like that, but because of COVID they weren't really letting you touch things. So it was kind of a bummer. And what's bad is, so the science museum and the history museum are right next to each other. And the science museum like didn't let you like touch anything. There was like 50 million signs about, hey, don't touch each things, stay 6 feet apart, everything like that. And when we actually went, it was when they were just taking off the mask mandate for North Carolina. So it was just okay. I'm sure it's probably better when you can touch things that's more interactive. It was okay. And then we do have a funny story about that. So in the videos you can see there's like a lot of taxidermy animals and everything like that. We were coming around a corner and a guy literally was like, I wonder how they make them so real like. Or maybe my mom just looked at each other like, cause they were real at once, you know? So it was funny. And they also didn't let you get like close to the animals even though they were in cages. Like there's an insect exhibit, there's a butterfly garden, you couldn't go in the butterfly garden. That's where if you see the video of the sloth is in the butterfly garden. And there was like bugs and cages and everything, and you couldn't get close to the glass for some of them for whatever reason. And then there was even the snakes. There was other animals too, but we couldn't see them because we couldn't go down that way. The snakes, they had it like roped off. Like I guess they didn't want little kids touching the glass or something. I don't know, but they wouldn't even let you get close to the animals. The only animal they could get close to was fish. So I don't know what that was about. And then like literally we walked over to the history museum and they were like, please touch. There was like when we first walked in, the history of North Carolina, there was literally like a little thing about talking about trade between the colonists and the Native Americans, and it was like, please touch. And I was like, oh, I can touch? That's where you get that one. I'm like, touch, touch, touch. Because it was so weird that the science museum wouldn't let you touch anything, but the history museum was like, oh, please touch, please touch. The history museum even had exhibit on toys. That's where you get the spank me, I cry real tears. They had a light bright that you couldn't touch. They didn't have the stuff where you could put the stuff in for like the exhibit. But they had like an Etch-a-Sketch you could play with. They had a twister thing on the floor that you could play with. There was an exhibit on beach music that we went to, and you could touch the jukebox when you first walk in. There was tables you could sit at if you wanted to watch people try to shag dance, which we tried shag dancing. We suck at it, but you could. So it was just odd. A really funny moment though in I think it was a war, I think it was called Call of War, and it was about war throughout the history and men go into it and everything. There was a part, it was for World War I believe, and you came around a corner and there was I don't know the technical term, but you see it in the video where it was like the gun in the little like hidey hole kind of thing. My mom came around the corner and I went this way and she went that way, and all of a sudden the gun went off and scared me, and I was just laughing. I was like, Mom, you're dead, you know, you got shot, because it was like lighting up and making the shooting sound. It was great. They also had these really cool like I think it was ammunition chests that you could lift up, and they would tell you stories underneath. There would be like a person telling you a story. So like we watched one, it was about like an African American nurse. You know, at the time the army wouldn't take, you know, black nurses, but they would, the Red Cross would, or something like that, I think. And that was really cool to see that and hear that. So it was a lot of fun. Those are like, if you ever look at any list for Raleigh, just an FYI, those are the 3 main things they say to do, is the art museum, the science museum, and the history museum. They were all really cool. They had some of, they think, of presumed artifacts of black bear at the history museum. That was pretty cool. And they had like the houses. If you see the video, they have like houses in the museum, which is just really cool in itself. Like, that's not something you normally see. So definitely recommend going to see those. Yeah, so Raleigh is really cool. There's just not, maybe we went on a bad weekend, but other than that, there really wasn't anything. We got done around 5 or 6, that's when the museums were closing, and we were like, oh, let's go see if there's something else in the area, and there wasn't really anything for us to do. We might have come on a bad weekend or something, I don't know, maybe it was because of COVID or something, but those were fun. I definitely recommend them. I recommend checking out the Science Museum because admission is free, so you might as well go, you know, if you're in the area. And hopefully things will start being more interactive. History Museum was cool, definitely recommend it. And the Art Museum was really surprisingly good, so definitely check that out too. And like I said, I do apologize for the video. I hope it will be better in the future. If you check out my Orlando video, which there should be, I think, here in the corner, you know where it pops up, the little white box. There should be a playlist of Orlando videos from when I went to, well, not just Orlando, but Florida with my family. And that I shot with my GoPro. It has a stabilizer in it, and that was part of my issue, is my hands were so shaky, and I'm learning to slowly pan. I don't think I did it in that video too much. I mostly had a special camera which I was using to record on roller coasters, and then I had my GoPro, which has the stabilizer. I'm looking to get a stabilizer for this camera. So, you know, you're on the journey with me of learning how to shoot all of this and learning how to edit. Editing is the worst. This is my first video editing, and it's taken me forever. But thank you guys for watching the video, and stay tuned to see where I go next.